Are you enjoying your weekend? Welcome to Diet TV with Princess Kate Osamede Emiko. Diet TV is just a short program where we talk about our body, our health, and our food. Basically, how does food affect your health? How does food affect your mood? How does food affect your body? 90% of what we eat affects how we feel. 90% of what goes into our mouth affects how we think. 90% of what goes into our mouth affects our productivity level. And when I'm talking about productivity level, I'm talking about even fertility. 2 weeks ago, we started with fertility and our diet. And I told her that the rate of infertility is so much now. Most calls I get, the women are finding it difficult to get pregnant. Their spouses are finding it difficult with their sperm. So I want to throw more light on diet. What has diet got to do with fertility? Because a lot of women, a lot of men are walking in ignorance. And Hosea 4:6 says, my people perish for lack of knowledge, not lack of prayers. Not lack of prayers, no. God knows that we pray. But praying without knowledge is 0/100. Yes, praying without knowledge, because you need to have knowledge about that particular issue. And then you now mix it up, you apply the word of God to it. And when it comes to infertility issues, ignorance is not an excuse. You will just be there. You will just remain there, packing your evil medical report, God forbid. So, I'm going to be talking about diet and fertility, because that is my area of specialization. What has diet got to do with your fertility? Today, we are going to be looking at diet and ovulation. Ovulation, the process by which the egg is being fertilized, by which the egg is being released for fertilization. Now, what has diet got to do with that process? Because a lot of women don't ovulate, and when you don't ovulate, you can't get pregnant. Ovulation infertility or ovulation irregularity is responsible for more than 1/3 of infertility issues. From research. When you don't ovulate, how will you get pregnant? Some even ovulate, but the quality of the eggs are so bad. So what has diet got to do with it? A whole lot. Because when it comes to ovulation, we are talking about hormones. The particular hormone responsible for ovulation is insulin. Insulin has a huge role to play. So when the hormones are confused as a result of what you eat, as a result of what you drink, then fertility becomes an issue. There are other factors like smoking habits, drinking habits, alcohol, other factors, medications, other factors are there that affect infertility or causes infertility. But from latest research and from a recent study from Harvard University, it shows that most of ovulatory issues is dietary related. There was a research concerning ovulation. I talked about a research last 2 weeks, but there was another research done recently from the Harvard School of Public Health, where about 180 women that had issues with ovulation were placed on a special diet. Their diet was changed from their regular poor eating habits. Monitored. 180 women were placed on a diet. Some of them on healthy diet, the other group on a poor diet, so to say. At the end of 6 weeks, the group that was placed on a healthy diet came out with 80% positive result concerning their ovulation, while the other group remained the way they were. So what does that tell you? What does that tell you and I? Meaning your diet, what you eat and what you drink, has a lot to do with your fertility, has a lot to do with your ovulation. So even if you are on any medical therapy, you must address what is placed before you as food. You must address it. You must address it. If not, poor diet wreak havoc on your hormones. Poor diet. And what is a poor diet? A poor diet is indirectly malnutrition. Whether it is making you obese or it is making you underweight. Underweight is malnutrition. Overweight, obesity is malnutrition. A poor diet is a diet that lacks vitamins, that lacks nutrients, that lacks fiber, that lacks, in fact, a poor diet is a diet, is a process, it's a fake diet, so to say. A diet that has nothing to offer. Junk food diet is a poor diet. And then when you don't even eat at all, when you are starving, it's also a poor diet. All these things affect your hormones. All these things affect the production of insulin, which affects ovulation. So, diet has a huge role to play. Insulin, excess of insulin, what does it do? It stops the production of eggs. Excess of insulin also leads to abnormality in eggs. That is why some women, when they are preparing for IVF, when they go for all these medical checks, the doctor will tell them, the quality of your eggs are low. The quality of your eggs are so poor. You need to go and boost up your eggs. You need to go on a diet that will make your eggs very healthy. I gave us an example last time using a poultry. There are almost 5 types of eggs when it comes to chicken eggs, the range. You have organic range, you have the white range. There are different ranges depending on the feed that was used for the chicken. That's why you see some eggs, they will be white. That's why you see some eggs, when you break it open, the yolk will be so pale. The yolk will be so pale yellow. In fact, the white will just be like ordinary water. Poorly fed. Then you have some healthy, thick shell. Even from the shell, you already know if the chickens were, if the chicken were well fed. You open it, the yolk is bright yellow, the white is thick. Same thing with the eggs that God has put in us. God already put eggs in women. It is the men that can reproduce sperm all the time. But God already put eggs. The process of egg making, God has already deposited this in women. So it is our own duty now to feed those eggs properly. So the quality of feed you give to your chicken in the poultry will determine the kind of eggs they lay. Same thing with your body. The quality of food, the quality of fuel, the quality of water, the quality of drink you put in your body will determine the quality of eggs you produce. So your diet has a role to play, which is your food and your drink. Very important. Now, excess of insulin also leads to formation of ovarian cyst. And carbohydrate-loaded food, sugar, starchy food like white rice, white bread, white flour, white potato, all these things affect your production of insulin. It makes you pump out excess insulin, which affects ovulation and every other thing anyway. Excess carbohydrates, starchy food, saturated fat, fried food, chemical food, laced with too much sugar, laced with too much sodium. I gave us an example last time that when you go to the village, those girls in the village easily get pregnant. Easily! They don't even know what they are calling ovulation and infertility. They've not heard it before. The rate of fibroid, maybe 1/20 in the villages. Because they have no access to all this poor junk, all this ice cream and I don't know, roasted meat from wherever. They have no diet to all these chemicals and additives are found in the city that our girls, our ladies are prone to. No, they have no access to it. They eat their vegetables, they eat their yam, they eat their fresh fish, they eat their fresh food, and all these things make ovulation, easy, and makes the production of eggs, give them good quality eggs, unlike those in the cities. So you must pay attention to your diet. So if you are not ovulating, if the doctor has told you have issues with your eggs, the first place to start, the very first place, even before you start taking that medication that you were given at the hospital, for that medication to even work properly, you must change your diet. So if your diet has been of junk food, chemical, additives, frizzy drink, soda, fried food, fried whatever, no nutrient, you must change to 80% vegetable based, not even fruits. Because fruits, a lot of fruit ferments to sugar. So if you're having issues with ovulation, your fruit should now be about 20%, while your root vegetables should be 80%. You see the gap? Your fruit will be 20%, vegetables will be 80%, because fruits are the end product. The end product of fruit is fructose, sugar, which is also when it comes to the issue of sugar, insulin, it's difficult to pick out. This one is from fruit, this one is for chemical. No, excess is excess. Vegetables have little sugar, little sodium. So that's why you focus more on vegetables, whole grains, whole food, real food, just the way God made it. And reduce drastically man-made food. And then pay attention to loss of water, pay attention to herbal teas, pay attention to healthy snacks. You will find out that in 6-8 weeks, the story will change. In 6-8 weeks, that issue of ovulation will be taken care of. Even for ladies that don't see their period. Last week, a lady sent me, 2 weeks ago, she started my 14 days miracle detox. I think it was on the 11th day. What was her testimony? On the 11th day, her testimony was that, Princess, my flow resumed. That was her testimony, that her flow resumed. That was her testimony. So what does that tell us? Your diet has a huge role to play when it comes to ovulation, when it comes to menstruation. So I'm going to leave us here today, and I want us to go and meditate on this. Some, you might even need to go on a fertility detox, a fertility cleanse. You need to give your body a break from chemicals and additives. You need to go through some healing process, taking some naturally made vegetable juices so that your body can cleanse, and then all the good things that God has put in there will come out, and get yourself ready for ovulation. Because if you are not ovulating, or if your eggs are bad, then the sperm is just wasting its time. Starting from the vagina, the temperature of your vagina has a lot also to do with your ovulation. The temperature of your vagina has a lot also to do with your fertility. The temperature of your vagina. And all these things are diet related. So please, we need to take care of our eating habits. I'm trying to bring out a testimony here that will encourage someone under the sound of my voice concerning fertility. Let me bring out that one. I think maybe we'll just close with that. I was supposed to read that last week. Beloved, there's so much connection between what you eat, what you drink, and ovulation. Don't take it for granted. Once you are having issues, there are some people, they don't have issues at all. They don't. Before they touch them, they're already pregnant with quadruplets. But when you know, you that wears the shoes, don't wear the shoes pinching. There are some, you see one woman, 12 children, standing bam, everybody gets in home. But when you know there's an issue, once you know there is an issue, before you start that medication, so that you won't look like somebody that is taking a basket to the river to fetch water. Taking medication on a dirty body, taking medication on a body that is so highly acidic, taking medication on a body that is not clean. You cannot put new wine into old wine skin. No, it's not going to work. You need to purge out that old wine that is not beneficial, so that the new wine you are going to put, you will see the result quickly. So that is the place of a fertility detox. You purge out those old wine, so that once you do a cleanse of those old junk food, now the medication will start to work quickly. Your medical therapy, whatever therapy you are going to go on at the hospital, will begin to work quickly and properly, and then you see results. That is it. Okay, let me read this for you. Let me just encourage someone under the sound of my voice with this testimony. Good morning, ma. God bless you and honor you, ma. Remember in January, I bought fertility formula and fertility tea. You told me it was actually the last one in stock. Then I said God kept it for me. Mama, God has smiled on us. I am pregnant with twins. To God be the